Let's go here. Show us your T-shirt. Send drones, keep humans.
That's the old one, yeah.
And that is what this is all about. So, first of all, welcome to being able to speak. So you've been in a quiet period after an IPO. What has the IPO been like for you as a founder, as a person? How's it impacted things?
When we make this decision, my investors asked me, Serge, do you know what it actually means to be as the CEO of public company? I say, yeah, nothing different. And actually, it's not so much difference. But the quiet period and the limitations and implications on the communication and from your personal account, from your corporate account is a big thing. And we have so much little things to tell, but now we have to follow all the proper guidelines. And I think this is the biggest thing.
Right.
And at the same side, we figure out that in Europe, that's in Ukraine, both in Ukraine, Poland, and Estonia, nobody knows from the team what APO actually means. Kyivstar is going to be public. Cool, this is great, good news for us. We are going to be public. Hold on, what? And we had a separate set of education sessions on all the internal policies, on the communication, on everything. But this is it. It is what it is.
So if I ask you questions that you can't answer, just say so, because I haven't had the education. But so congratulations on that. What do you think are the wider implications for Ukraine of a Ukrainian defense tech company going public like this?
I'm saying someone has to pave the road, and I'm happy that we did this. I'm really proud of the fact of the team, and that's a huge responsibility for us and for the ecosystem. I really believe, and from my conversations with both investors and companies, it's a big thing because it's not. It just gives us a sign that the defense ecosystem is much more mature and much more investable than we thought before. A funny story: a friend of mine, who's CEO and founder of a defense startup, I can't tell the name. Tuesday we went public. On Friday I had a call. Hey, Serge, thank you so much. It was kind of, what for? I'm closing the Series A round, and my investors just doubled my valuation reading the news about you. Okay, you owe me a whiskey? No, I will send you the box of whiskey. So
he doubled the valuation of his Series A on the back of your IPO.
Exactly.
So it's having a wider impact on the ecosystem around you as well.
Yes. And as we're talking, many people, we are connected with almost all the startups. Many people show up asking for advices, asking for all the lows and highs. And I'm really, the defense ecosystem in Ukraine is, we have a huge number of really great engineers, but we really lack management skills, we really lack business skills, and people just don't understand that to win big, you have to build the company properly. And right now they're starting to think about it, invite or involve many talents, involve management expertise, and I like it because the whole industry is moving slightly to this direction. And we are happy to share our experience as well. That's much easier than many people think about it.
So it's interesting, Stem Tamkevi from Plural was speaking earlier about the Skype effect in Estonia and how there's quite a long lead time for people who are very successful to come back in then as investors with experience as founders. So you're kind of at the beginning of this journey of learning a lot, learning outside your country, and then bringing that expertise and knowledge back in.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep.
And you were saying earlier that you're opening an office in Poland. Tell us more about that.
We have office in Poland, the integration and development office. We have around 25-ish people, I believe, right now. And there is a big thing. On the one hand, there is a good reason for that because Ukraine did awful job for the last decades in terms of education, in terms of especially in education, avionics, mechanics, material design, everything. It was all around just IT and software engineers. It means it's really tough to find the proper applied science developer or a hardware developer or whatever else. We learn fast, but sometimes you just need the expertise that was baking for 10 years. In contrary to this, Poland did amazing job, and the education with the Warszawska Polytechnica is really good. And in contrary to Spain, Poland has decent sense of urgency, because Spain just they don't give a clue about this. So we're pretty happy, and we have half of the team is Ukrainians, half of the team is Polish people, and they work brilliantly.
So Poland there's reasons you're coming to Poland, and this is around
Yes,
access
yes,
to
yes.
skills and a shared sense of urgency that perhaps you don't see elsewhere in Europe.
Yep,
That's very
true.
interesting. And so what do you think the future looks like? We're now at a point where a Ukrainian defense tech company has gone public, is opening offices and manufacturing outside Ukraine. Do you see a bigger wave of Ukrainians bringing this battle expertise, this urgency and knowledge to other countries and helping them develop their ecosystems?
I think yes, and Ukraine is, like, from what I see, for all the 4 years of war, we always happy to help. The problem is the huge, the tremendous difference between the actual warfare infrastructure and battlefield infrastructure in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine. The very clear case is the interceptors for United States, Arabian Emirates. When you don't have the integrated grid of radars, of early warning systems, or all the stuff, it just doesn't work. So there are reasons why it's so successful in Ukraine, but outside of Ukraine you have to move a lot of things and to integrate it together. And so this is it.
So we would like to talk to you in a year about how things have gone in Poland.
Like that.
Now look, a question you said to me when we were talking earlier, a lot of people don't understand swarming and swarms. I'd love to kind of dig into that a bit more. What do people not understand, and what do they need to understand about swarming?
There is a fundamental difference because there are two senses of swarming, and in 2025 swarming was the buzzword, so I was not happy that they named the company like that. But one point is when you just see or watch 10 UAVs flying, it's naturally a swarm because it looks like swarm and fly together, but that's a formation. That's less about the swarm. There is a big difference right now happening on the battlefield because we're deploying computers, and all our battlefield management system, planning, strategy, doctrine was built, polished, and evolved for thousands of years from Genghis Khan, mainly to overcome the limitations of a human. Our computational limitation, our communication limitation, and our cognitive capacity. When you're in the actual battlefield, first of all, you're biased because I've been here for last 5 months. I know every single tree, so I know what will happen. No, you don't. Second, you are very limited in terms of the information processing. So, what swarming means for us, I'm a little bit jumping and connecting, is you have huge set of interconnected automated assets. It's drones, it's USVs, it's ground vehicles, automated ground vehicles, it's radars, anti-air systems, EW, everything that a little bit smart can be connected together and work together. And we are building the system, and actual swarming should be built in a way when we're not mimicking human behavior. The very, very simple example, we're not flying in formations because formations are needed by birds, animals, and humans just for visual coordination. Computers they don't need it. And the second point is very powerful one. Computers are not limited in terms of the computing power. If you try to think about it, this is exactly, we had a very good exercise 3 years ago when Swarmer started as a company. We had a conversation with the professional pilots, and that was kind of, a little piece of war game. I was asking them, okay, imagine you are flying, 3 of you, not 25, not 500, 3 of you are there out together for a combat mission, seek and destroy some infantry and the ATV. And you have 3 drones, very simple setup, 3 drones, and you get like this. And then we started playing this, and then some moment, okay, put everything on hold. Just put everything on hold you're in computer game. You can stand up, go out, take a cigarette, take a coffee, and discuss everything. You have infinite time right now. We emulating the infinite processing power. And it was, no, we can do this. Guys, we can do this. It took us half an hour to get to this point when they agreed that, okay, that could be kind of a game for us. And then it gives you a lot of different approaches. When you have infinite time to think or to communicate, you can replan everything in seconds for the whole battlefield. Like now you have time to think, okay, I have some build house there or building there. I don't have proper payload, but you have. What if we like just change right now, and you do this first, and then they started to believe like, oh, that's way different approach to execution and to real-time adjustment, and then again, in contrary to humans, this works for hundreds of assets. So every single soldier, or virtual soldier or robot can make the decisions based on the changes on different side of the battlefield or on the priority changes or other things. This is tremendously different. And in terms of the doctrine, it makes we have the OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, and act. That is the very basis of the doctrine of all the modern armies. With robots, it's been smashed completely because every single drone can act as a OODA loop for the whole battlefield. We still, as a humanity, we have to ingest this and to understand. This is the way how AI will change the battlefield. But we are already there. We just don't realize it completely. That's the tremendous difference.
And so you're also talking about this need now with the speed of technology changing for doctrine and tactics to keep up.
Absolutely.
Out of interest, if we were on an exercise and I'm a NATO battle group and I'm attacked by a swarm, what would it look and feel like?
Exciting, maybe.
What would I see? What is it in reality?
This is a very good question because it's not about you have 55 drones approaching you and you kind of, oh my god. That's much. Swarming is about efficiency. So we know, due to intelligence, the capability, the capacity, and the limitations of your defense systems. And we know this is how can we saturate them, like with the absolute minimum, but enough number of units. This is can we build some smart trajectory, and this is how can we overwhelm humans who manage that. And this is it. So it's not when you usually it doesn't look like you have like hundreds of drones. It's you have 5, but like they move, adjust, and adopt immediately, which is completely different when you have 5 drones piloted by humans.
Right. So it's really more about the thinking that's happening automatically than without the humans.
Yes. That's the point. And they can switch the roles. They can exchange the data. They can replan everything immediately. That's it. Like humans just don't get themselves.
So it's more about coordination than about quantity.
Yes. And about the velocity. Yep.
And how do we defend ourselves against this?
Shoot them all. Just shoot. First of all, there should be some human in the loop, like evil one or a good one. So this is it. The second one, that's as with any kind of offensive and defensive forces, we have the true evolution. So for the next years, for the next decade probably, or several years, we will see the natural, race when you have involved different units, different swarm technologies, different collaboration technologies, integrated systems, and the same for offensive operations and for defensive as well. Like, for instance, think about the properly integrated anti-air defense system by swarming. So you have different effectors, you have different sensors, different reactors, and it's integrated, and you don't have all the bottlenecks with humans with the sending information at huge scale.
So really, I think the thing that we have to take on board, this is not about formations, and it's not about numbers. In your mind, a swarm is more about cross-platform automation and coordination.
And coordination, collaboration by itself. So we remove humans from the bottlenecks in terms of the decision making. We still keep humans, and we should be keeping humans in terms of in control or responsible for something. This is the key point. But you don't have to micromanage and synchronize all the robots. Robots should orchestrate robots. Like, let humans just say yes or no.
And we've got 1 minute. As you're part of building the future, what does this look like in 5 or 10 years' time?
This is a funny story because, starting from your first question about the IPO, I cannot shape the market, and this is the.
Right, yes.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's a good way of getting out of a difficult question. So, from a technical perspective, though,
I think there is still a huge gap between, and it's still there, between the drones and robots and systems built and being developed right now, because they are still built for human operators. Like, I'm talking about this for 2 years in a row, but it's still there. And one of the key things is the mental model. So if something bad happens, there is a human who can jump in, override the control, and fix the situation. Like when you have dozens and hundreds of units automated, there is no such thing. So we have the big technological gap is we start to build truly autonomous systems. It means we build them in a way that we can trust them as humans. And this will be the big difference, the big moment in time and space for us, and for the whole industry, and for us as a democratic countries.
Trust the robots.
Yes, that's true. There is no other way.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being back on our stage.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thanks. My pleasure. Take care.